Test 1, 2. Hey everyone, I'm Cynthia Conte, and I will be your host today here for Canelo versus Berlanga pay-per-view undercard media workout. We're here at Pound for Pound Gym in Viva Las Vegas, where it's a stacked lineup of fighters who are preparing to step into the ring September 14th on the Canelo versus Berlanga undercard. This is a stacked card. These fighters will be competing on a very jam-packed PBC Pay-Per-View event available on Prime Video beginning at 8 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Pacific from T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas. Canelo Promotions will be presenting the Mexican Independence Day weekend extravaganza that is, of course, headlined by the pound-for-pound king himself, Canelo Álvarez, as he's putting up his unified super middleweight titles on the line against unbeaten and the very hungry #1 rated WBA Edgar Berlanga. This pay-per-view lineup will feature WBA middleweight champion Erislandy, the American Dream Lara, battling two-division world champion Danny Swift Garcia in the co-main event. Former middleweight champion Caleb Sweethand Plant is battling undefeated Trevor McCumby for the interim WBA super middleweight title. And the hard-hitting former world champion Rolando Romero is back, taking on Manuel Jaimes in the pay-per-view opener. In addition to the pay-per-view available for purchase on Prime Video, regardless if you have a Prime membership, fans will be able to purchase the pay-per-view via DAZN.com, PPV.com, and traditional cable and satellite outlets. So check your local listings. Tickets for the live event are on sale through AXS.com. Make sure you guys get your tickets. The event is promoted by Canelo Promotions and TGB Promotions in association with Matchroom Boxing. Right now, I see Trevor McCumby has stepped into the media workout. Trevor, you want to come on over? How are you?
Good.
I love the glasses. It's interesting. Okay, I like this shirt. I have decided. Why did you wear this particular shirt for your media workout?
The Lord of Lords, King of Kings. I give praise to Jesus Christ.
So today, I mean, we've seen it in your press conference. You've had a heated press conference against Caleb Plant. The words that came out of his mouth, both of your words, did it affect you in any way and how you're going into the fight against Caleb?
No, not at all. Every fight to me is the same. I train, very, very hard for every fight. I'm expecting the best Caleb Plant, and I'm training for the best Caleb Plant.
This is a big stage for you because Caleb Plant has been in there with the elites and the thousands and thousands of people. This is your first time, T-Mobile Arena. This is a dream come true. How have you prepared yourself? Do you meditate? How do you calm that inner voice and that nervousness that you're going to be going in there?
I do a lot of praying. I do a lot of meditation. In the morning, I get up and I ground outside, and just staying focused on the goal. And that's really it. I've been boxing since I was 7 years old. I've been on really big stages, prior with other promoters. So this isn't the first big stage that I've ever fought on.
How is it that you're fighting on the Canelo Undercard, the Mexican Independence Day? That's a big stage.
Oh, I'm stoked. I'm so stoked. All these great fighters, we're all going to get in there and we're going to put on a great show. It's going to be great.
And lastly, before I let you get in the ring, how have you prepared for this fight? Because Caleb Plant is a very slick boxer. He has skills. How have you been able to maybe tailor-made, or you're just going to go in there as a normal McCumby?
I have skills as well, and this is my coming out fight. So the world is going to see Trevor McCumby, and they're going to be very, very shocked.
For the fans that might not know you and for the fans that are going to be tuning in September 14th, what are you going to show your fans September 14th in the ring?
Tenacity.
Tenacity, I like that. All right, go get him. Have a good workout. All right, guys. He's 28-0 by way of check, 1, 2. Check. Check, 1, 2. Check, 1, 2. Test 1, 2. All right, guys. Trevor McCumby is in the ring right now. He has his fight against Caleb Plant. He is fighting for the interim WBA super middleweight title, and possibly whoever wins that may get the Canelo bout. He's 28-0 by way of 21 knockouts. He's looking to stay undefeated against Caleb Sweet Hands Plant. He's training here in Las Vegas, representing Glendale, Arizona. McCumby defeated longtime contender Christopher Pearson by unanimous decision in January 2024. His trainer is Brandon Woods, and Brandon Woods was trained by, he just recently got inducted in the International Boxing Hall of Fame, trainer Kenny Adams. So Brandon Woods is McCumby's trainer, so he is in good hands. If you guys missed our interview earlier with McCumby, he says it's all about tenacity. That is what he's going to show his fans in the ring, and for fans that have never seen him fight. He said he's been on some of the biggest stages. He's going to be going up on one of the biggest stages for many fighters' dreams, to be at T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas. So you guys tune in September 14th. Get your tickets at T-Mobile Center, T-Mobile Arena. Trevor McCumby prays a lot. That is how he's going to stay calm when he enters the ring. He's fighting on a very mega undercard of Canelo Álvarez versus Edgar Berlanga here in Las Vegas. It is Mexico versus Puerto Rico. He says he's in the best shape of his life to take on Caleb Plant, and he says he's going to back up everything that has happened from the Los Angeles press conference against Caleb Plant. Canelo Promotions will be presenting the Mexican Independence Day weekend here in Las Vegas. He's putting up his unified super middleweight world titles against Edgar Berlanga, the WBA #1 ranked mandatory contender. Tickets are still on sale, AXS.com. In addition to the pay-per-view being available for purchase on Prime Video, regardless if you have a Prime membership or not, fans will be able to purchase the pay-per-view via DAZN.com, pay-per-view.com, PPV.com, and traditional cable and satellite outlets. The event is promoted by Canelo Promotions and TGB Promotions in association with Matchroom Boxing. McCumby is just wrapping up his media workout, and he'll be answering questions with the media. Everyone that's watching on the PBC YouTube channel right now, we just saw McCumby in the ring for his media workout. He will be facing Plant September 14th on the pay-per-view undercard for Canelo versus Berlanga. Everyone that's watching right now, why don't you put it in the comments of what your predictions are. Will McCumby stay undefeated? Will Plant come out victorious? Because both of them are looking to get the win. We want to know your thoughts. We want to hear your predictions, not even just for McCumby, but for everyone on the card. Canelo versus Berlanga, Erislandy Lara versus Danny Garcia, Romero versus Manuel Jaimes. We want to hear what you guys think, and we want to hear your predictions. So make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, our YouTube channel, share the predictions, tweet at us. We just want to hear what the fans have to say. All right, guys. Well, I just see in the building Rolando, Romero. Love his fit. It's pink. Can't wait. I know he's really excited to get back in the ring right now. He had obviously his loss against Isaac Cruz, but this is his redemption fight against Manuel Jaimes. Very different Rolly that I have seen. So I'm really curious to see what's going on with him from training camp and how things have changed. Rolly Romero, how are you? We are live right now on PBC's YouTube channel. How's everything? Love the fit, love the pink. You're smiling. How's everything been?
Good. Really good.
All right, so you're here, Media Week. I'm happy to see you back, and I know you have a tough task. We've seen you. This is very different of you, Rolly, that you're much more, you're not so rambunctious. You're very calm because you know this is a very important fight against Jaimes. How are you taking this fight? How has training camp been with Ismael Salas?
Do you think I'm calm this fight?
Well, during presser, you were fine. You're actually level-headed. You don't have a chain on with his face on it this time.
I mean, what am I going to say to the dude? He's just happy to be there.
Well, okay, you've talked about, okay, so he's coming off 4 consecutive wins, and I know that this is a very important fight for you so you can get back in contention mode. What have you been doing different? You've mentioned everything's been different the way you've been training with Salas.
I really haven't done anything different. I just been chilling.
Okay, power, you've said you've worked on your power, your technique. Have you elevated anything? Have you gone back to the drawing board?
I didn't write that.
You said it.
My request was to tell everybody Happy Easter.
No, I'm talking about in interviews. But this is, okay, so this is a really big fight because you're a Cuban descent. It is Mexico versus Puerto Rico. You have Canelo Berlanga fight. You're on the undercard. How important is this for you, Rolly, to be on this fight card to represent?
Very important. I mean, every single time that I come into a boxing ring, everyone has a great time. The fans have a great time, and that's all that matters.
What do you want to show your fans that might, who know you, and fans that are going to be tuning in for the first time? What do you want to show them in your outing September 14th?
A vicious knockout.
Oh, you're predicting a knockout.
Yeah, I always do.
All right, well, get in the ring. I know the media wants to get to see you and show off some of your skills.
Of course.
All right, I'll see you fight week. Thank you, Rolly. There you go. Rolly Romero is back at it. Well, we're going to see. He says that he hasn't worked on anything, but I know he has. He is back with Ismael Salas. He's trained with him before, and now he's back with him. And he said that he has worked on his technique before. He's worked on his power, and he's just ready to get back in the gym. He wants to get back in contention mode. This is a very, very important fight for him because of what happened with his last fight against Isaac Cruz, and he just wants to get back and hopefully get another world title. But he's happy. He says he's happy. He's excited, so we'll find out. As we all know, Rolly is he's actually a force to be reckoned with in boxing. He's funny, he's loud, and he's very popular. Boxing needs him, he says. He doesn't need to change. He said, boxing needs me. We love characters that are loud and just love boxing. Rolly Romero is 15-2 by way of 13 knockouts. He fights here out of Las Vegas. He is trained by Ismael Salas. He's a former WBA super lightweight world champion. He is looking to get back in contention mode. September 14th is a very big day. He is the pay-per-view opener for Canelo versus Berlanga. September 14th. If you guys can get some tickets, they're still available, AXS.com. If not, you can purchase on Prime Video, the pay-per-view. Regardless if you have a Prime membership, fans will also be able to purchase the pay-per-view via DAZN.com, PPV.com, and traditional cable and satellite outlets. The event is promoted by Canelo Promotions and TGB Promotions in association with Matchroom Boxing. Rolando Romero is the hard-hitting former world champion, and he's taking on Manuel Jaimes as pay-per-view opener. He predicted, Rolly just told me in the interview that he's predicting a knockout and wants to stop Jaimes' 4 consecutive win streak. Make sure you guys tune in, get the pay-per-view, get tickets. Mr. Leonard Ellerby gracing the media workout for Canelo versus Berlanga pay-per-view undercard. We have Rolly in the ring right now. How are you doing?
Great. Feeling good? Yeah.
It's another big fight week. I can't believe it's, September is coming around really fast. It's 2 weeks, really. September 14th, Canelo versus Berlanga, major card, Mexico versus Puerto Rico. Anytime when it's that rivalry, it goes off. The fans come out and support. How do you envision, I'm getting the chills. How do you envision this fight? Actually, just the whole entire card going down.
Well, it should be good. Obviously, the main event, Canelo, he's still on top of his game, and Berlanga's coming in to this fight. And, I think he's going to put up an excellent fight. He's talking that talk, so he's got to walk that walk on September the 14th. And I know he's wanted this fight for quite some time. So it should be very, very good, because one thing that Berlanga's going to do, he's going to come in, he's definitely going to try. He's definitely going to try. I think I know it will come down to the experience, and the fight will definitely end in a knockout.
I mean, we did have a spicy press conference in Los Angeles with them too. I've never seen anything like that. It was enjoyable. It was funny, and it really got Canelo mad. He said it in what I saw in an interview. He's like, he made me mad, and I think now he's said 8-round beating basically. That's from what I heard him say. But he's gonna put him through 8 rounds of pain. There you go.
Well, again, he has the experience to do that. What I'm very impressed with was obviously the press conference. I'm loving how he's speaking English now. That has definitely made a big difference from a fan standpoint of him being able to engage with a different audience. There's a lot of African Americans that are really supporting him, because he's talking that talk too. Canelo ain't putting up with you saying something to him and he's not clapping back. So I really, really like that, where he's expanding his base, and he's at a great point in his career and in his life. He's accomplished so many things in this sport thus far, and come September the 14th, he'll be looking to put on a dynamic performance. I think that Berlanga's style is kind of tailor-made for Canelo. Canelo's a great body puncher. So it should be really good. I'm really excited about that fight. And then when you look at the co-main event, that's going to be a barn burner.
Erislandy Lara, the oldest boxing world champion, 41 years old, taking Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia hasn't been in the ring for 2 years, so we'll see, is ring rust real? It is, but Danny said he's been active. Now, Danny's moving up in weight for this. Lara has been a middleweight for a while. He's defending, this is his 4th title defense. So how do you see this? I don't know if you're going to be able to give a prediction, but how do you see this overall, that fight playing out?
Well, it's a very big fight. I think if Danny can pull it off, I think he goes into the Hall of Fame. I really think so.
He's got a stellar...
big win for him if he can pull it off. And because when you really go back in the history of the sport, I think there's only been 2 guys in the history of the sport who have fought at super welterweight and who won the super lightweight title and also won the middleweight title. There's only been 2 guys in the history of the sport, and De La Hoya and Cotto. So he would join elite company. It's going to be a great fight, though, because Lara's style now, he sits down more on his punches. He doesn't move a lot. So it'll be a very good, fan-friendly fight.
And also, we just had Trevor McCumby. He was up there, and I asked him, what are you going to show us against your fight in Caleb Plant? And he's like, tenacity. And this is a big stage for him. First time for T-Mobile. Caleb Plant has fought some elites and fought in front of big stages. But Trevor is all about prayer, meditation, and he's ready.
Yeah, and Caleb's ready too. He'll be looking to send a message. He'll be looking to send a message, and that should be a very entertaining fight too. This card is really, really good. When you really look from top to bottom, it's a terrific card.
It really is. And then you have Rolly Romero. He's looking to get back in contention mode, and after his loss against Isaac Cruz, I asked him, I go, how has anything changed? He said, no, he just smiles. But he's really quiet this fight week. Maybe during fight week he'd get a little bit more rambunctious and louder, but he's chill right now.
Yeah, he's also looking to make a big statement, coming off of the loss. We've talked quite a bit about that. So he'll be looking to make a big statement, looking to get back to being very explosive. And I think this is a good fight for him to come back to, and we'll see what's next.
Rolly told me he predicted a knockout. I asked him, I go, how is this fight going to go? And he's like, knockout.
And I agree with him. I totally agree with him. That because he's gotten away from doing a couple things, and he knows the couple of mistakes he made in the last fight. So he'll be back.
He is trained by Ismael Salas, a Cuban. I mean, you can't get any better than that. We saw some of the footage. Ismael's known. If you guys don't know, Ismael wears these platform shoes, and as he trains his fighters, I always want, it's interesting how he's able to train. But those are things that Rolly had to get back to the drawing board because he knows Jaimes is a big puncher. He has wins. He's looking to put another loss on Rolly's record, but he said no.
Yeah, it should be a very, very entertaining fight. Then also, you got Stevie Fulton on the card. He'll be back. Good to see him back. He's fighting at featherweight now. I really like it. He's been itching to get back, and his date's been pushed back, a couple times. So he's anxious to get back in there, and I really looking forward to his fight too.
You know what I'm really looking forward to besides this show, Canelo versus Berlanga, the entire card is available on PBC on Prime Video, DAZN.com, PPV.com, and satellite cable. What's going to be fun are the fans, since it's Mexico versus Puerto Rico. It's Mexican Independence Day, and people go crazy. I want to see the outfits. There are some hardcore fans out here, and Edgar Berlanga is going to bring Fat Joe and everyone else along with him.
New York, from New York. But Canelo has his loyal fans that have been supporting him for a number of years. This is a major holiday weekend for him and his culture, the entire culture, and they'll be looking to have a big celebration. So I'm really excited for that fight. Really, really excited for that fight. And I know Canelo's kind of licking his chops to get in there because anytime you piss him off.
Yeah, you pissed him off.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you see Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant versus Trevor McCumby. It is for the interim WBA super middleweight title. Hopefully, whoever wins that is possibly in line for maybe Canelo or the winner of Canelo versus Berlanga. I know Caleb Plant would love a rematch with Canelo, but Berlanga would love to. Berlanga and Caleb Plant too. Like, it's a round robin. It is.
That's a great fight. And there's a little bit of smack talk between those two. I like that fight.
The press conference again, spicy. Canelo has Caleb Plant's back.
Man, I'm just loving how he's switched it up.
Yeah.
That's a big, big difference. Big difference.
All right. Well, Leonard, enjoy Media Week or Media Day, and I know go hang out with Rolly. Let's see. I can't wait to see him back in the ring. It will be fun, and best of luck to you guys. Good seeing you, Leonard. All right. You guys, Leonard Ellerby, and make sure you guys tune in September 14th. We have Rolly Romero he just left the ring. He's now with media. And also Trevor McCumby was in earlier. He'll be fighting Caleb Plant. And Rolando Romero will be fighting Manuel Jaimes September 14th on PBC on Prime Video. Also on DAZN.com and PPV.com and all of satellite, and check out your local listings. So this is fun. And if you guys happen to be in Vegas, it is a huge, huge weekend. Mexican Independence Day is going to go crazy here. And get some tickets, AXS.com. It's going to be a fun fight. There will be knockouts from what the fighters have been telling me, so this is exciting. Remember again, guys, September 14th, Saturday here in Las Vegas is the Canelo versus Berlanga pay-per-view undercard. They will be competing on a jam-packed PBC pay-per-view event on Prime Video beginning at 8 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific from T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas. Canelo Promotions will be presenting the Mexican Independence Day weekend extravaganza that is headlined by pound-for-pound king Canelo Álvarez as he puts his unified super middleweight world titles on the line against the very hungry, unbeaten knockout artist, WBA #1 ranked mandatory contender Edgar Berlanga. This pay-per-view lineup will feature WBA middleweight champion Erislandy, the American Dream Lara, as he takes on two-division world champion Danny Swift Garcia as the co-main event. And former super middleweight world champion Caleb Sweet Hands Plant is taking on Trevor McCumby, undefeated Trevor McCumby, for the interim WBA super middleweight title. And Rolly Romero is back September 14th as he takes on Manuel Jaimes in the pay-per-view opener. He's looking to get back in contention mode, and he said this is a very, very important fight for him. All right, guys, joining me right now is Erislandy of the American Dream Lara. He will be fighting as the co-main event against Danny Garcia as the co-main event. This is going to be a firefight because Lara has been the WBA champion, middleweight champion since 2021. This is his fourth title defense. You ready, Lara? Oh no. If you have to talk business, come on in. Come over on the right. And Martin, you want to come over here? Look into that camera. We are on. Move in. Okay. Erislandy, Lara, welcome back. Fight week is almost here, and you are taking on Danny Garcia, and he is two-time world champion, or two-time, and he says he is going to be the toughest opponent you have ever faced. What do you think of that?
Bueno, se viene la semana de la pelea, Danny Garcia, un oponente difícil, 2 veces campeón mundial, que dice que va a ser el rival más duro de tu carrera hasta ahora. ¿Qué le tendrías que responder a eso?
Que venga listo para el 14 de septiembre, que luego voy a decir. Danny Garcia es un gran campeón, pero en peso chiquito, no en 160.
What am I going to say? Just be ready. Because, yes, Danny Garcia was a great champion, but a smaller weight class. 160 is a whole other deal.
You've been at 160 since 2021, as you've held the title. He's moving up in weight. Do you think that's going to be a problem for him going into the fight with you, since you've been at this weight for a while?
¿Qué tan problemático sentís que va a ser el ascenso en el peso de Danny Garcia para él, considerando que vos ya estás acostumbrado a eso?
Bueno, no sé, yo solamente pienso que tiene que venir preparado. Le puede venir bien, le puede venir mal. Todo depende de cómo haya entrenado él en el gimnasio.
I really don't know because it can depend based on how he has prepared himself inside the gym. It can be a good thing or it can be a bad thing. But he better come ready because at 160, things are different.
You are considered the oldest boxing world champion at 41 years old. Age ain't nothing but a number. But at this level for you, how do you still stay at the most elite level at this age?
¿Cómo haces para mantenerte en el pico de tu talento a tu edad? Que la edad es un número, pero que a la misma vez el ser el campeón más veterano del boxeo en este momento también tiene su mérito.
Trabajando duro en el gimnasio, enfocado, cuidando el cuerpo, cuidando todo, haciendo todo bien en el gimnasio para que todo te salga perfectamente bien y para seguir reinando la división.
It's about doing the things I have to do and staying disciplined, doing what I have to do inside the gym, taking care of my body, and as long as I do that, then I'm gonna be right there.
And at 41 years young, what would you tell your 21-year-old self knowing what you know now?
¿Qué le dirías al Erislandy de los 21 años sabiendo lo que sabes ahora a los 41?
Bueno, le diría que gracias por cuidarse y por mantenerse en este nivel, ¿no? Ya que ha trabajado toda su vida, toda su carrera en este deporte, ha trabajado duro y creo que se merece la felicitación y la gracia.
I would say thank you and congratulations because you have worked so hard to get to where you were and look at where we are 20 years later. The fruits of all that hard work. So I'm nothing but appreciative and thankful for what 21-year-old Erislandy Lara did back then.
I love that message to your younger self. Well, why don't you go ahead, step in the ring. I know people are waiting. You guys check out Erislandy, the American Dream Lara. He's putting up his title against Danny Garcia, who's looking to dethrone him. Best of luck to you. September 14th, guys.
Thank you so much. No problem.
Gracias. Buena suerte. All right, guys. Lara is looking to... the power that they both have, I want to see how that's going to carry through. What kind of firefight is that going to be? Are they going to knock each other out? Are they going to be skilled boxers? But we'll find out September 14th. So make sure you guys tune in, get your tickets, buy the pay-per-view on Prime, DAZN.com, PPV.com, and your cable and traditional satellite outlets. As you guys see, Erislandy Lara is in the ring. For everyone watching on PBC YouTube channel, drop in the comments of who you guys predict. How will this fight end? Lara versus Garcia. This is the co-main event. We want to hear from the fans. We want to hear from everyone that's going to be tuning in September 14th for this firefight. Lara versus Garcia as the co-main event to Canelo versus Berlanga. Pay-per-view. Erislandy Lara is in the ring right now. He's ready to put up his WBA Middleweight World title once again. He's 30-3 with 3 draws by way of 18 knockouts. He's hailing from the great Cuban School of Boxing and trained here in Las Vegas by Ismael Salas. The 2-division world champion and currently boxing's oldest world champion, 41 years young. He's grateful and has so much gratitude that he's still able to do this at his age, at an elite level. He takes care of his body. He wants to show the fans why he still will be victorious against Danny Garcia, a power puncher, a champion, former two-division world champion. And as you heard, Leonard Ellerby said, if Danny Garcia wins against Erislandy Lara, he goes into the Hall of Fame. So you cannot miss this co-main event, September 14th. Here, if not, come to T-Mobile here in Las Vegas. Tickets are available at AXS.com. You can also purchase the pay-per-view on Prime Video. You don't necessarily have to have a Prime membership. The fans will be able to purchase the pay-per-view via DAZN.com, PPV.com, and traditional cable and satellite outlets. The event is promoted by Canelo Promotions and TGB Promotions in association with Matchroom Boxing. If you guys are just tuning in, we're here at the Canelo versus Berlanga Media Workout. It is the pay-per-view undercard fighters. We had Trevor McCumby earlier. Rolando Romero is back. Erislandy Lara just got out of the ring. He is now speaking with the media. September 14th, it's all going down here in Viva Las Vegas. Come out, it is a huge, huge weekend. Mexican Independence Day. Canelo versus Berlanga is all going down. You don't want to miss it. Lots of knockouts, fighters have been saying. It's going to be a fun-filled weekend. Mexico versus Puerto Rico. Right now, we have Caleb Plant has just entered the building. We have Lara with the media. We'll be chatting with Caleb Plant once he gets in. I think he's talking with the fans right now, and there he is. That was created. Oh, interesting shirt that Caleb is wearing. Let me get in there. Hi, Breadman. Hi, Caleb. How are you? Come on to the right side, please. Caleb Sweetham Plant, welcome. I can't wait to see you back in the ring. You know, Trevor McCumby was also wearing a shirt. I have decided. Now I was created to create. Why did you choose this specific shirt for your media workout?
I don't know. I just really threw something on, and I feel like it's fitting. I like to, in a world where we can just consume, don't forget to create something too. So whether it be create magic in the ring or, obviously I'm into fashion. I got my own clothing line. So I don't want to just consume my whole life. It's good to create too. So.
Now, we haven't seen you since 2023, but you had a firefight with David Benavidez. The rest that you've had, how has that been for you to reset and now to get back in the ring against Trevor McCumby September 14th?
It's been good. And I haven't been resting too much, not this past June, but last June. I've been working since then. And but it done me good, coming into this camp. I was in the best shape that I've ever been in. And my sparring's been the best it's ever been. This has been honestly like the smoothest camp I've ever had in my life and the best camp I've ever had. The most success in sparring, which, obviously is what matters most. So I expect that to translate over in the ring once the bell rings on the 14th.
You've also are training with Breadman. He's been in your corner, Stephen Breadman Edwards. And how has that been, utilizing what he's taught you with the skills that you've already known?
It's been good. You know, him and my dad are almost like an echo of each other. You know, it's like we go to Philly to train some. He comes to Vegas to train some in between fights. But a lot of times it's me and my dad, you know, grinding it out. They talk on the phone, tell me, you know, the things I need to be working on. And but then Brett will get here, and it's something my dad had been telling me for weeks. And Brett will say it right off the bat. My dad will look at me like, see, boy, I told you. And so it's funny. Yeah, they're basically the same person, just one's, you know, darker, a little more handsome than the other. So.
All right, so you have Trevor McCumby. Do you know anything about your opponent, what he's going to bring into the ring? He's looking, obviously, he said he's going to beat you, but that's what you're supposed to say. But this is the biggest stage for him. You've been in the ring with elite fighters, and you've been on the big stage. For you, what do you know of Trevor? What kind of fighter do you think he's going to come at you?
Well, this is a shot. You know, up until now, he's a 31, 32-year-old prospect. And I feel like me and my team feel like that if he believed in his skills and if he was so confident in his skills, if he turned pro at 17, why is he waiting this long to step up to the big leagues and to take, you know, to step up into a big fight? And, you know, I did that with 17 fights, fighting Jose Uzcategui, because I was confident in my skills and I believed that I could win. The same way with David and Canelo. And, you know, I came up short in those fights, but the self-belief was there. And, you know, he can talk all the talk that he wants, but actions speak louder than words. And if he truly believed in himself, if he was truly confident in his skills, he wouldn't have waited this long to step up. And then on top of that, for him to choose me, of all people, that he feels like that he should that his first step-up fight should be against me, you know, I take that personally. So.
Now, this fight is for the interim WBA super middleweight title, and I know you're itching for that title because possibly you can maybe get the Canelo rematch, maybe Berlanga. Whoever wins from that, is that what you want, or is there someone that you're wanting maybe after?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really looked forward too much. Obviously, you know, there's been so many fighters who, you know, they talk about who they're going to face next and what they're going to do next, and then they wind up losing the fight that's in front of them. And, you know, I never want to be a fighter that makes that mistake. So right now I'm focused on the task at hand, but winning that WBA interim belt will put me in a good position. Also with, you know, David Morrell just moved up, and he held the WBA regular belt. So, you know, I'm not sure if I'll be elevated, but if so, you know, that'll obviously put me in a good position for future fights. So we'll see. Right now, I just, you know, focus on the 14th.
And lastly, is Charlie here, your daughter?
She's napping. She's at home sleeping.
That's perfect.
Sorry to disappoint, but yeah, she's at home sleeping. But she'll be at the fight.
She is your biggest cheerleader. Her watching you in the ring train. It's so beautiful to watch.
Oh yeah, we have a real family dynamic in the gym. Jordan's in there with Charlie all the time. You know, my stepmom D, always in there. You know, cheering us on, supporting, filming, sparring. My dad. So, you know, we're a boxing family. So it's nice.
All right, and lastly, September 14th, it all goes down here. Canelo versus Berlanga undercard. Trevor McCumby says he's going to show the fans about tenacity against you. What are you going to show the fans?
I'm going to show them what a good old-fashioned ass whooping looks like. Yeah.
All right, well, there you go. Caleb Sweet Hands Plant said it. Best of luck to you. Get in the ring. I know the media is itching to get a video of you and ask you some fun questions. Have fun.
Yeah, good to see you.
Thank you. September 14th, guys, Caleb Plant is looking to possibly take the O from Trevor McCumby's undefeated record and give him...
The O's got to go.
The O's got to go.
It's out of here.
All right. Go have fun, Caleb. You guys tune in September 14th. Make sure you guys get the pay-per-view, DAZN.com, Prime Video, PBC on Prime Video, DAZN.com, PPV.com, satellite and traditional cable. It is all there. If not, come to Vegas. It is Mexican Independence Day. It is Mexico versus Puerto Rico, Canelo versus Berlanga. It's going to be a fire weekend. Do not miss it. All right, so as we know right now, as you see, Caleb Plant is in the ring. He's 22-2 with 13 knockouts. He's a former IBF super middleweight world champion, and he delivered one of the craziest knockouts of the year in 2022 against Anthony Durrell. He is trained by one of the best trainers in the game, Stephen Breadman Edwards. And I will be coming into the shop because Stephen Breadman Edwards is going to be joining me. Stephen,
Good.
fight week is very, very close. Mexican Independence Day. Trevor McCumby. Caleb Plant just said he's going to give him a good old butt whooping. I'm not going to curse on camera, but he's ready.
Yeah, he's ready. He can fight tomorrow. He had to. He's ready. He's in good shape. He's ready to go.
When you study film of Trevor McCumby, what do you see that, well, I mean, you can't give away your game plan, but what do you see of Trevor?
Strong guy, puncher, never lost before, so that's important because when the guys never lost, they fight hard to keep that O. So I'm expecting them to fight really hard. Caleb's going to have to discourage him and, deal with the rigor of an undefeated fighter, wanting to keep his record. You could tell that he's proud of his record. So and when guys get their first big shot, they fight hard. Nothing really stood out to me on tape. Like, he can punch a bit. He's not like super fast. He's not like a crazy slick boxer, but he is athletic. He is strong. He does have a lot of knockouts, and he's just somebody that you got to respect. I saw that he was signed with Top Rank back in the day, so they're pretty good at scouting talent with they prospects. So, and they say he has a deep amateur pedigree. So,
He's been boxing since he was very young.
Yeah. So, I told Caleb, like, you can't overlook this kid. Like, you really, really gotta really lock in and don't think because he hasn't been on this level that he can't get to this level. So we've been taking training camp very, very serious. It's not going to be like a letdown in that aspect of it. And I do expect Caleb to win. I do expect him to stop him, but I think he's going to have to earn it. I think it's going to be a tough fight.
A hungry fighter is a dangerous fighter, and they're both hungry.
Yeah. Well, Caleb hungry for redemption. He hasn't fought since the Benavidez fight. It was a great fight, but we didn't win the fight. So he's definitely hungry to redeem himself. And and Trevor's been saying some bad stuff about him, so it's bad blood. So I don't have to motivate him in this fight. And he wants to really hurt him, so that's good. That makes my job real easy because I don't have to, go through a lot of stuff to motivate a guy, because sometimes that's a factor in the fight. So I don't have to motivate him to want to do some damage, and that's a good thing because he really wants to hurt the guy. I don't even know what Trevor said, to be honest with you. But whatever it is, I want him to keep saying it because that's a good thing because it makes my job easier. I don't have to push him and all that kind of stuff. He's very motivated for this fight, and he wants to hurt the guy. So I'm expecting same thing with Durrell. You know what I mean? I'm expecting a spectacular performance.
And that was, I just said it, one of the craziest knockouts of 2022. That was knockout of the year. And now maybe Caleb Plant is looking to possibly do the same thing against McCumby.
Well, to get what happened with Durrell again, you got to put that in the bottle. That's like the perfect scenario. Hit him with the perfect shot right on the point in the chin. You can't always look for that, but you can look to do damage to a fighter. I wouldn't tell him, he might fight another 10 years and never get a guy on a sweet spot like that. But we definitely can, there's other things you could do to kind of put some harm on the guy without looking for, that's like a Sunday punch. That don't happen too often. But we still want to, Caleb still wants to do damage to Trevor. It's my job to help him, This is a hurt business.
Yeah, and on the line is the interim WBA super middleweight title, and whoever wins from Canelo versus Berlanga can possibly be the next in line. But Caleb Plant just told me, what is his name? Not Anthony. My goodness, he just said it. David Morrell. David Morrell. He mentioned David Morrell. So there are fights to be had after this, but he's not looking past McCumby. So there's a round robin of fighters in the super middleweight division, but it's one fighter at a time.
Yeah, you can only fight one fight at a time. I never get into that because you start looking too far ahead and you miss what's in front of you. So he has to beat Trevor McCumby, because if he don't, Trevor McCumby's going to take his spot. You know what I mean? And legitimize himself to get those same fights. So I don't even want to think about nobody else. We got to deal with this undefeated guy that's in front of us.
And this is great because this pay-per-view undercard, the whole fight is on Prime Video, PBC on Prime Video, DAZN.com, PPV.com, traditional and satellite, cable. And this is a big, big stage. Mexican Independence Day. You know, those are big fights, and this is a big fight weekend. How do you prepare Caleb for something like that? Because he's already ready to go hurt him. But how do you like taper him down, meditate, you know, just calm his mind?
You know what? I always tell guys, don't get too high, don't get too low. At the end of the day, it's a fight. You can't, even though it's a big fight, you can't make it bigger than what it is, or you will burn yourself out. The anxiety will be too much for you. So that's something that we talk about. But as far as the big stage, I mean, we both been here before. You know, like, at the end of the day, if you take the kind of fights he took and been part of the kind of fights that both of us been part of, it's a fight. The crowd can't fight. You got to block that stuff out. You just got to be professional. That's something that Trevor's going to have to handle, to be honest, because he's the one never been at this kind of stage before. And it is different. When you see the lights, you see the people, there's a rush that comes over your body. And when that adrenaline start pumping and then it crashes, you got to be able to get that back. So we know what that's like to be able to get that back. People throw up in Caleb's face that he lost to Benavidez and Canelo. But Benavidez and Canelo is generational talents. Like, let's be honest, they would both stop Trevor McCumby. If we really being honest, like they couldn't fight him because he hasn't legitimized himself yet. So I hear people say, well, Benavidez or Canelo did this to you, bro. He's the only fighter in the world that fought them. You know what I mean? He gave them both really strong fights, and they generational talent. But that kind of stuff, if it don't break you, it prepares you for that moment. So the crowd just gonna be a crowd to him. He used to that. You know what I mean? I'm used to that. It's nothing. You know, it's just part of the game. If you want to get to the big stage, you got to deal with the big crowds.
This is going to be a big crowd September 14th. You are a fight fan through and through. Besides a trainer, world-class trainer, you have Canelo versus Berlanga. That is, there's some real hatred from what Canelo has been saying. How do you see, you don't have to predict, but how do you see that fight playing out?
I think it's going to be a good fight. Berlanga's a young, undefeated guy, and guys don't like to give up their O, and they never lost before. They don't know what that feeling is like, and they fight with a lot of pride. And so I think it's going to be a good fight. I mean, obviously, Canelo's a Hall of Famer, and he's the favorite, but you can't take anybody for granted. This is any one punch hits you the wrong way, anything can happen. I'm expecting a knockout that fight, though, a brutal knockout. Okay. Yeah, I'm very confident there's going to be a knockout that fight.
All right, and then we have a fire co-main event. Danny Garcia is moving up in weight. Yeah, Philly, and he's taking on Erislandy. He's the oldest boxing world champion. Look at the little boy. Oh, he's already hitting the bag. He barely can reach over. That was cute. But how does this is an incredible co-main event. The whole card is a stacked card.
I saw Danny at the airport, and I said, man, you know if you win this fight, you're going to the Hall of Fame. You know?
Leonard Ellerby said that to me earlier.
And he was like, yeah. I'm like, there's only 3 guys that ever made the Hall of Fame from 140 and won titles at 160. Miguel Cotto, Oscar De La Hoya, and Danny if he wins it. And he's like, I said, you got a shot, bro, when he starts smiling. So I'm looking forward to it. I respect both teams. It's going to be a great fight. Soon as we get done with our fight, I'm going to run to the back, change my clothes, and get out there to watch that fight.
As a true fight fan. And then you have Rolando Romero. It's his redemption fight against Manuel Jaimes. He's looking to get back into contention mode. What do you want to see from Rolly coming into this fight? I'm not going to even say as a trainer, but as a fight fan.
I don't know. I mean, he got to get back because I was here for the Isaac Cruz fight, and you know, it was a tough night for him, and no, I would just like to see for the kid to bounce back. You know, I don't know him personally, but that was a tough night. So whenever a guy takes a loss, you got to see what kind of self-esteem they have to go through that, because with social media and everybody saying different things to you, a loss is kind of hard. So
everyone has a bounce back, and he's happy, he's excited just to be back, and he's predicting a knockout. So I'm hearing a lot of people.
I'm not familiar with his opponent, but
he's coming. He's a big puncher, a lot of power coming off. Yeah, but you never know. Styles makes fights, so we never know. But Breadman, go enjoy. I know media wants to go talk with you, but thank you for chatting with us. Thank you to the fans, Breadman, Stephen Breadman Edwards. Go have fun. Go enjoy. We'll see you fight week. All right, guys. Stephen Breadman Edwards gave us the tea on how Caleb has been preparing for Trevor McCumby. He said this is not going to be an easy fight. Do not overlook him. Like I said, a hungry fighter is a dangerous fighter. So Trevor McCumby wants that. He wants to still keep that that undefeated record, and Caleb is looking to take his and give him his first loss. So you guys tune in September 14th. Come here to Viva Las Vegas. Get some tickets, AXS.com. Make sure you guys get it. PBC on Prime Video, also DAZN.com, PPV.com, all your traditional and satellite cable. Get your tickets. Canelo versus Berlanga is happening here in Viva Las Vegas T-Mobile Arena. All right, guys, I am Cynthia Conte. Thank you for tuning in on the website, or on the channel. Remember, drop your comments. We want to hear your predictions. We'll see you guys fight week. I'm Cynthia Conte. See you guys at fights. Bye, guys.